therapist friend who might have made a video referencing this, and I didn't know it.
Okay. Well, it's actually it's well worth watching if you're okay with being like put at disease.
Yeah. Nice wiggling lines there.
Not yet. Oh, in-depth girl. What is your project again? What are you talking about? Doing. Yeah, Frank's just got to put like 17 more wiggling lines. Frank, I expect the smoke to like curve all the way around the town of Valley from one little house.
Yeah, and spell your name.
Yeah, like basically exactly like in a Hayao Miyazaki film. When you enter the map, the smoke starts just pouring out around the building and tracing through everywhere. Oh yeah. Man, if we had unlimited resources, I would do that. As soon as you click on the town, like this is your tutorial thing, and it just like whenever you go somewhere, the smoke follows you. Oh, that'd be such a cool thing. I want it. Frank, do it.
I might be able to animate something like that if you can describe it better.
Okay, so imagine you're in a Hayao Miyazaki film. You're the youthful protagonist, and you go to visit an old lady in a house. She's like the archetypal crone, and you're talking with her, and she's like, "I'll guide you on your way," right? And you're like, "Oh, cool, nice," because you're a scary old lady, and you're helping me. And so you leave the house, and there's like a little chimney above the house, and the smoke comes down, and it passes by your face, and then it starts going down the road in front of you, and you're like, "Oh, cool, it's a smoke signal, literally." And then you follow that smoke signal, and it just traces you the whole time you're in the town, showing you where you need to go. It's a visual indicator that works to tutorialize movement in our game, but also adds an additional aesthetic sensibility.
Because obviously you'd want to use some form of particle emission, which I know Unity can deal with very easily. The particle would be a pre-rendered, like, decident on smoke of some sort, and then it would just follow behind any sort of motion. It'd be doable, but it would also give more things for Christian to have to deal with.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually worth doing, but it would be super
Me
cool.
neither.
It'd be super
You just want Navi in our game.
No, but doing it in like a smoke system is kind of cool.
Yeah.
If I saw that in a game and there was smoke tracing throughout the whole town, I'd be like, "Oh man, this is cool."
It would be cool to me if it really was on like the beauty that smoke can be in like a Miyazaki film or a cartoon or a comic, something like that.
Yeah, not a particle effect, but like hand-drawn smoke.
Yeah, like that would be beautiful and feel nice. Actually, it reminds me of. Have you played the game Origami?
No, but I've always wanted to.
Oh, okay, yeah. In that game, there's like a lot of reference to calligraphy and stuff like that, and so a lot of things look like they're pen strokes and stuff like that. So a lot of the smoke in there doesn't really look like what you would imagine Miyazaki smoke to look like, but instead it's like kind of that curly Q, like ancient Japanese river water looking kind of stuff.
So
okay. Ink drawing.
Ink drawing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like calligraphic sort of. That's cool. Yeah. Indev Girl, feel free to link your website, because I'd love to go check that out a little bit later, and I'll save the link.
As would I.
Yeah, the ogres, Indie Ogre Saved Christmas is just the best. Frank, do you have room for like one or two more in there?
More wiggly lines?
Yeah, so that there's like a little bit more gradual motion
in
the extremes.
This is just testing.
Just beautiful Frank tests.
Yeah.
You know, if we had another 2 or 3 years to just work on Valley, I think we could make a really cool town. Let's just stop making the rest of the game and have it all take place in Valley.
We could do that.
Indev Girl is one of our first real viewer followers who joined the stream and supported us.
Yeah. And Dev Girl's from like not the beginning, but basically the beginning. Yeah.
Zedamai and Indev Girl were huge in supporting us. There are a couple of others too. I'm trying to remember. I can't really remember.
Retray. When did NMH map become involved? I feel like he's been around for a while.
The first 24-hour stream.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I think to show how awesome Mr. Indy made it while he was leaving and I'd like to give kids a Christmas gift. In-depth girl, I mean, please do feel free to link it. Because it sounds like such a cool project. Oh, follow. Thank you so much. Whomever just followed, I'm gonna check this real quick. Danar Kafi. I probably butchered that into 1,000 little pieces, but it's gonna come back up on my phone in a second, and I'll be able to try it again then. Danar Kafi. No, that might have been it. DANARK5. Dana R. Kafi. Maybe that's your name. Danar. Okay. Danar, thank you. Thank you so much for joining and hanging out with us. And just by the way, whenever you follow this channel for the first time or donate, which we don't recommend you do, in fact, we actively discourage donations, but whenever you first join, you get a wish. You can check on how to utilize your wish underneath the video. There's an FAQ section, and it talks about wishes. If you ever hear of anyone wishing for something on stream, that's what they're doing. Christmas games are the best, except when it isn't Christmas. Yeah, there can be a little bit of like, oh, that's so cute, Frank. Disconnect when it's not Christmas time. I've never met a Christmas game that I particularly liked, but I've always wanted. Well, no, the Grinch. There used to be Dr. Seuss games that we would get to play around Christmas time in elementary school. There's a Dr. Seuss website, which was basically the only thing that wasn't blocked from us being able to play things on. So I enjoyed the hell out of those Dr. Seuss Christmas games, even though they were subpar quality. Frank, I think that looks pretty good.
You're right. Maybe add some.
Or War Studios, try this. GameJolt.com, games, Dear Santa, I hate you. Okay, will do. Thank you for the suggestion. And thank you everybody who's come to watch us so far. And watch the magnanimous and beautiful Frank represent his artistic stylings to the world.
There's a John thing happening.
Yeah. Yes. Das things. Bing, bing, bing.
Is Sean allowed in the Google Drive yet?
What?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I should.
The FlameFoxx donated another $1.50. FlameFoxx, if you keep donating to this channel, I'm gonna start donating to yours. Okay? I'm gonna come back at you. Now you do get a wish this time. I'm telling you right now, FlameFoxx, if you start a thing, there will be no forgiving you.
No, this is not the one I want. Could I just get another link to make sure that I have it? Because I'm going through all of my bookmarks trying to find it.
Yeah, I can link it. 1 second.
Oh, hey, no problem, Danar. We're just trying to...
Right. I think I can, anyway.
We're just trying to provide a place for people who want to learn about design to safely come in and ask questions or make statements and contribute in any way that they feel comfortable doing. And we've got this awesome community here that just makes that the most fun thing in the world. Honestly, like when we first started streaming, we had maybe like 1 or 2 viewers for 3 months or something like that. And the people we've got now, I mean, every time we stream, we get to have an awesome conversation with someone. So,
Okay.
Thanks for joining.
Now
me.
I have this bookmark. Okay. Team resources. You want me to throw it in?
Usually click that link, and there should be an art file that you can throw crap in. I don't know. I can make you a place. Would you like a place?
No, I'm just looking for where would be the best place to throw this.
I don't know. Okay, let's see. Like, yeah, I don't know. Cody and Frank have kind of like they have their own, like, we just know where stuff is system so far, like in that part of the Google Drive.
Put
so
it in the narrative folder somewhere, wherever you
oh,
want to.
okay.
Tryhard Monkey, thank you so much for
Yeah.
following. We really appreciate the support, and you are also eligible for a wish now, whatever you want to wish for. FlameFoxx, let me know when you start streaming so we can come and watch your channel, and I'll host you anytime that I can. To Infinity and Beyond, you don't want to make him make that wish. My wish could be for Kirby to sign Ouroboros Studios over to me. Huh. Well, if you want to handle all of the IRS stuff, I'll do it.
No, you won't.
Because that whole IRS thing, I don't like. I don't like the whole taxes and refunds and being responsible for documents thing. I think if I ever make $1 million, it's going to go right back to the IRS from me failing to actually, not because I didn't want to file taxes, but because I filed the wrong forms at some process.
Taxes are confusing.
They are. They're horribly designed, but they don't have to be better designed because you have to pay them.
Yeah, that's the best part of the design.
Yeah, it's like why would we ever redesign this system when we don't have to?
It works.
It works, exactly.
People send in the money.
Yeah, it's just such a sad thing. Maybe that's something that I could do at some point in my life is try
It work for the IRS?
redefine the taxing system so it's more fun for people.
Oh god.
Like Tax Simulator 2015.
You're gonna gamify taxes.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like that's the most genius thing you could do as a government? If you gamify taxes and people actually kind of want to pay them because it's so fun to pay taxes. Like, you already basically pay taxes when you play Hearthstone. I mean,
To you, I've never played a game of Hearthstone. That sounds like hyperbole.
If you come into playing that game now, there's so many cards that you have to buy to be competitive.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
That your progress toward getting them is so slow that eventually, if you invest enough of your time, you decide, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buy packs because I want to support the developer, and then it's a slippery slope. Which I haven't bought anything from Hearthstone yet, but I think only because I design games. It's like being the leader of an Alcoholics Anonymous chapter, and like having a stored liquor cabinet right in front of you, and you're like, nah, I've seen that's a bad thing. I'm gonna stay away from it. Perhaps that wasn't the best analogy. I apologize to anyone who actually has been to Alcoholics Anonymous. From personal experience, from experience with people that I know, that is a serious problem, and I don't mean to belittle.
Just letting you guys know, I do not have rights to post to that drive in any sort of way.
Okay, so
that's probably Kirby's job.
I can give you permission, John, but I can't do it on stream. That's my only problem.
Okay.
Well, you're not share screening, are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm sharing screens for Prank right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going through my feed. John, we aren't going to be able to access the storyboarding stuff until we move on to the next segment anyway, so I'll just give you permissions then and blank my screen out at that point.
That's chill.
Give people a chance to win back your taxes. See, to Infinity and Beyond, that's a genius idea. Make the probability very, very low. And
this is such a sad fate.
Oh, it's so good. This tax idea could make someone absolutely rich. A government, even. Frank, that looks really nice now.
Sheen Beach.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. What more can we do here?
Okay, well, something that you need to do, assuming the smoke cycle is independent, the door is going to have to open at any point in the smoke cycle.
The
That's
door
what it
of
has
this
to be
little
done.
hut or the main door?
The main door.
I got 99 problems.
Because
Yeah, and
yeah.
how do you picture it open?
Inward. Like, it
Inward?
doesn't even have to be like a full open door. You just, like, when you would hover over the thing, the door would open a little bit.
Yeah, probably it's a good time to slap some color if we want to have some light coming in from the doors or coming out from the door or the windows or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, let's do
So
that.
this color palette, Kirby.
We've adjusted it from there. I don't think that the gray rocks are going to make sense for
No,
structures anymore. What,
so
what I,
more like
there's the things that make up the structures are the rocks that you see there and black wood.
and what black wood.
Black wood. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe some thatch at the top of the house, but it would be scribbly. Like it's not.
And it's not. I figure it's some kind of clay, maybe.
Yeah, clay could work too, like maybe adobe.
Yeah. And these rocks, the rocks are gonna be reddish.
Reddish rocks.
You know?
Yep. So
Like,
your color palette's like reddish and very
like this
dark.
one.
Yeah. And dark bluish brown is like the color of the wood, I think, from what David's described.
What are you asking me? I'm writing a thing. Sorry.
The wood isn't actually black. It's like dark bluish brown.
It's up to the art people, but I've always imagined it being kind of gray-black.
Okay. Well, there you go, Frank. You can have... Cody decided to do, like, cyan accents on buildings, but I don't know...
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where you'd fit that in or how that would work on a structure, where they'd choose to do that, or even how they get that sort of material. Petra? Yeah, Danar Kafi, we're taking a huge visual inspiration from Petra for the first town that we're working on, which is called Valley. Lotteries are practically what you're thinking of. Yep. Yeah, I had a statistics teacher in college that called lotteries the idiot tax, and then I came home and my parents wanted me to go buy lottery tickets. And I was trying to explain to them why lotteries are so wasteful for people personally, and I realized then that there are just some things that people don't want to listen to, regardless of how sound the logic is. I think the analogy my physics professor said is like, imagine for every single unit of money that's ever been printed from the time that Jesus was born until now, you have 1 in that many chance of winning the lottery. I was like, okay, I'm not ever going to try that again. But I completely understand why people try the lottery, and for people who win, like, yeah, they get to shove it in your face. I won the lottery.
Gonna be back in a few.
Sure.
Okay.
That giant part with the columns might not be in the final map. Petra has been one of our inspirations for the book. Yeah. Yep, some of the money go. You live in Jordan. Wow. Danar Kafi. Cool. What time is it in Jordan? Some of the money. And what are you working? What kind of game? What does game development look like in Jordan? Is there like a strong indie gaming scene? Or is it more of like an individually motivated effort on your part to get into the business? More than likely to get killed twice going to buy a lottery ticket than win the lottery. That's really good. I like that. So Frank, you start with like a light color wash of the thing that you want to use as your base tone.
Yeah, just slapping some base color and then we are gonna build on top of that.
When you're doing this, you do this so that you can modulate your shades, and I might be using the incorrect term. It's either shades or tones, right? Or tints. But you're going darker or lighter than this base color, and you're utilizing the base color so that you don't have to continuously fill in the middle ground afterward.
Yeah, and it's always nice to start working off something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also colors change depending on what colors are around, so you need to have a good base.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It might be possible to get some blue out of the rock, but I don't know how you do it.
Some blue out of what? Sorry, out of where?
I don't know. This is a conversation we should have with Cody.
He's coming back.
Set up and actively working now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, I think it's worthwhile to have a conversation about what sort of color scheme we're going to use for Valley.
Yeah,
before
for
we
sure.
get too deep into. I think one of the really cool things about that inverted pyramid thing that I was showing you guys earlier is that they utilize purple, green, blue, and orange, yellow. With green, blue being the connector between the purple and the orange, yellow, and it was just like it was done so subtly that I didn't even notice the first time I was looking at the image. It was only after I spoke to Cody that I recognized what was going on. Smuggle. Yeah, I would love to go see Petra. It'd be so cool. It's 8:45. I'm from Iraq, but I live in Jordan since 2013. Do you like Jordan? Dinner KV. How much I'm able to talk might be a bit spotty as always. Okay, then let's call Cody back in.
Cody.
Oh, whoops. Is Cody in?
I'm in.
Hey, Cody. So I want to have the color palette talk about
The what palette?
the color palette talk about.
Oh,
Valley.
okay.
So utilizing the large image, there are a lot of reddish pinks and yellow oranges. What do you think? Should we go look at like the color wheel?
So the color that I chose,
Cyan.
I just went with just a deserty rock color, and didn't really worry about whether or not that would be the final color because you can always alter that later.
Yeah.
So I chose that color for consistency, and because if I'm looking for references, it'll be much more likely that I can get things that can, I don't know, work with it. But I think it's kind of boring, really, for the final color. So I'm up for changing it.
Okay, so I was just actually doing. Let me go to my text, my recent text I've been looking through. Universal Principles of Design is the text, and it is fantastic. May I add? I highly recommend that anyone who's interested in design check out Universal Principles of Design. If you can find the PDF, I did find it. If you can find it, then it is better to access for free.
Cool.
Although I feel like someone should probably get paid for this. Here we go. Okay, so here's our here are our color wheels. And it's starting to grow really good. We use some local companies. Oh, that's so cool, Dinar Kefi. I'm sorry that you had to leave your home country because of the situation over there. I'm glad you're safe. So, should we go for something quadratic, or do you just want to do a triadic color scheme? Are we going to just go for an analogous color scheme? Because it looks like right now we've got like an analogous from orange yellow to red.
I don't usually get too complicated with it. Usually just complementary or maybe a quadratic kind of thing, just kind of like bouncing back and forth off the color wheel.
So if we were doing quadratic, it would be red, orange, yellow, green, and purple. Is that true? Green and violet, like lavender. Because I'm assuming, and I don't know if you can see my. Oh, you can't see my screen right now. That's right.
I can see your screen at a delay.
Okay.
I think that's a magenta. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the middle. It's not the darkest purple tone, but it's not even the. It's the second darkest purple tone.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also David talks a lot about how the rebellious youth of Valley kind of set up their more contemporary dwellings with splashes of kind of conflicting colors. So you'll have you'll kind of have the earthy like valley setting with some garish colors on there, making it all festive and whatnot.
So maybe that's a part of how we're getting in these greens and purples.
Yeah, like right now, I'm just I'm kind of messing around with the kind of looking down up into valley kind of perspective. I'm using blues right now.
David's behind that, by the way.
What am I
okay.
doing?
And also the
Wait, what's my name been connected to?
verticality within valley being the direction to go for the low camera angle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, I'll have to. I'm gonna have to. Someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan Arcafi, is that gonna be broadcast anywhere? Because I would love to watch that. You give workshops? Oh, that's so cool. Do you have any of those videos online? You should make some if you haven't. People are always looking for those sorts of resources. Okay, Frank. Page 49 of this PDF. Go to it, if you would. You probably already know all this information, but it'll just be easier to communicate based on it when you're looking at it.
Page what?
Page
49?
49.
49.
You can control F it, and it should just go to it.
Notes. Oh.
And Dev Girl wants a link to your design book.
Oh,
I forget
sure.
what it's called. Elements of Unified Design or something like that.
Universal Principles of Design. Very close.
There we go.
And
Yeah.
here.
Here you go. This is the text I've been studying recently to try and put together some UI for the team. Yeah, that's correct, Frank. So here's what I'm thinking. Currently, what you see how there's a rectangle and a square in the quadratic box?
Yeah.
Take the square and shift it to the left 1 on each color. So
Yeah.
and that's kind of what we'd have. Cody's got
Green
that.
and purple.
Yeah, green and purple are the 2 other colors.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can get some of the green out of the scrub grass that would be growing there.
Mm-hmm.
And the purple would probably be the accent that the people of Valley would be throwing on their structures.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we're talking about color and stuff, I never want to say too much because I don't want to step in Cody's grounds, you know?
I think Cody is trying to figure it out as much as the rest of us are. So, I think your voice is valid as a contribution to the conversation.
Okay.
Especially from seeing your traditional medium work. Do you agree with a quadratic scheme, or would you go with something different?
No, I agree. I don't usually close myself to just a quadratic or whatever. Yeah, I mean, just go with what I feel like I need, you know?
Okay. Well, I would love to see what that looks like. Well, you go crazy on this one, Frank. Pick whatever you want, and let's see what it ends up looking like.